Your brain is secretly hardwired to crave a Snickers bar. It actually started its journey back in 1930 because of a family of horse breeders who named this legendary creation after their favorite horse. The magic of this treat lies in how it balances textures, with a thick layer of soft nougat on the bottom, followed by a generous handful of roasted peanuts drowned in rich, gooey caramel, before the whole masterpiece is drenched in smooth milk chocolate. It was a kitchen experiment born out of a desire to create a hearty snack that could fill you up on the go, rather than just serving as a sugary treat. The sheer brilliance of combining salty crunch with sweet chewiness made it an instant hit among people looking for comfort food. The recipe was perfected through careful blending in big copper kettles, where the caramel had to reach just the right temperature so it would stay soft without leaking. It became an absolute staple in lunchboxes and vending machines because it promised to tackle your hunger with a single bite. But the world of confectionery was ready for something a bit more playful, which brings us straight to the invention of Twix. This clever twin-finger treat arrived on the scene in the 1960s with a brilliant concept that focused on the ultimate crunch experience by pairing two identical sticks in one package, so you could either share one or keep both for yourself. The secret here is the golden baked biscuit base that provides a crisp snap, topped with a smooth ribbon of golden caramel that stretches beautifully with every bite. The genius of this design was purely accidental, as bakers wanted a biscuit that would stay crispy even when coated in a warm blanket of creamy milk chocolate. It transformed the way people eat snacks by introducing a rhythmic chewing experience, where you get the crunch of a cookie and the richness of candy all at once. It sparked hilarious debates about whether the left bar or the right bar was superior, which was just a fun way to celebrate how perfectly balanced the ingredients truly are. Yet far away across the ocean in Europe, a completely different kind of chocolate magic was brewing that focused entirely on absolute creaminess and alpine tradition, which is where Milka comes into the picture with its famous lilac wrapper and iconic mountain cow. This European favorite revolutionized the market, focusing heavily on the quality of the milk used in the recipe, which comes directly from alpine pastures to give the chocolate its signature velvety texture that genuinely melts the second it touches your tongue. The creators accidentally discovered that by stirring the milk and cacao for hours longer than usual, they could eliminate any grainy texture and create a bar that feels like silk. It became famous for its soft and gentle flavor profile, which does not rely on heavy nuts or thick caramel, but instead celebrates the pure, rich taste of high-quality cocoa blended with fresh cream. It showed the world that chocolate did not need to be complicated or packed with fillings to be completely irresistible. But as times changed and the digital age exploded, a brand new contender emerged from the internet culture to challenge old traditions through sheer excitement and modern flavor combinations, which is exactly how the MrBeast bar was born. Created by one of the biggest internet personalities on the planet, this modern snack was designed with a mission to bring back simple, high-quality ingredients without any of the weird additives found in traditional candy. The texture is remarkably smooth with a clean snap that releases a rich burst of flavor, which ranges from classic milk chocolate to wild combinations like peanut butter chocolate and puffed rice crunch. It captured the imagination of millions of young fans who rushed to stores just to get a taste of the internet phenomenon. But despite the massive popularity of these new creations, the world always craves a classic ritual that involves snapping a crispy wafer with a loud, satisfying sound. And that brings us to the timeless story of KitKat. This legendary four-finger treat was invented in the United Kingdom after a factory worker suggested making a snack that a man could easily take to work in his pocket for a quick break. The brilliance of this design is the light, airy layers of crispy wafer that are sandwiched together with a smooth chocolate praline paste made from crushed, rejected bars. So absolutely nothing goes to waste in the factory. This accidental recycling method created a unique texture that nobody else could replicate, because the filling between the wafers actually carries an intense chocolate flavor. It became more than just a snack. The crispy crunch, followed by the smooth melting coating with premium cocoa, creates a perfect contrast that keeps you coming back for another finger. It expanded across the globe and found an incredibly massive home in places like Japan, where hundreds of wacky flavors were invented. But if you want something that feels totally decadent and nougat-heavy, you have to look at the classic Mars Bar. This rich creation was crafted in the 1930s by a young man who wanted to make a luxury chocolate bar for the masses by using the finest ingredients available at the time, making it a massive commercial success. The experience of biting into one is defined by a thick pillow of malt-flavored nougat that is topped with a dense layer of rich caramel and wrapped in a thick shell of milk chocolate. It was engineered to be the ultimate comforting treat that felt heavy in your hand and rich on your palate. The nougat is whipped for a long time to incorporate air, which gives it a chewy yet soft texture that contrasts perfectly with the sticky caramel on top. On the flip side, if you ever want to escape the rich, heavy caramel and dream of a tropical paradise instead, then you instantly think of a Bounty Bar. This unique treat features a thick core of moist, tender coconut that is completely surrounded by a smooth coating of milk chocolate, creating a flavor profile that feels like a vacation in the middle of a regular day. The invention was inspired by the simple idea of pairing the tropical sweetness of shredded coconut with the rich bitterness of cocoa. The texture is completely different from any other bar because the coconut is juicy and chewy, giving you a refreshing burst of flavor that balances out the sweet chocolate shell. It quickly became a favorite for those who wanted a lighter, exotic alternative to the usual nut and caramel combinations. The simple joy of biting into that white coconut center made it an absolute staple for adventurous snackers. But if we talk about unique shapes and premium mountains of flavor, nothing compares to the triangular genius of Toblerone. This Swiss masterpiece was invented in 1980 after a chocolatier came back from a trip and decided to combine milk chocolate with nougat, honey, and almonds in a totally unique triangular mold that mimics the stunning alpine peaks. The secret to its success is the chewy bits of honey almond nougat that get stuck in your teeth in the best way possible, ensuring the flavor lasts even longer. It became a global symbol of travel and luxury, found in every airport around the world. And that is how these incredible creations transformed simple cocoa beans into the world's most beloved stories.